my first time having... Okay. I was a teenager. It said the first time, of course, you lost your virginity, had sex. I was a teenager. Hi guys, welcome back to Naya's News. This is the channel where I report news about my life while being open, honest, and transparent as much as possible. So for today's video, I'm going to be answering some of my first questions I put on my Instagram about 2 weeks ago of my first types of questions. So it's my first time doing whatever those questions are. So I took a bunch of questions and I wrote them on my notes because it was starting to take up a lot of space in my phone and I couldn't keep that. So I wrote them on my notes, and I thought this would be a fun video for you guys to get to know me a little bit more, because I enjoy doing like get to know me Q&A kinds of videos for you guys to get to know me a little bit better and for me to get to know you guys better. So let's get started. But first, before we get started on this video, Peep the eye. I'm getting more and more comfortable using eyeshadow, so you know, a calm beat face. And Peep the hair. Rapunzel is back in the building. Rapunzel is back in the building. Detail. My lady came back after being with her family, and she was gone for like a month, but you know, I had to get back in her chair. Once she texted me saying she was back, book me this weekend. Thank you. So just peep the cheek. It's beaming in your face. I know it is. In some of these questions, and I understand that I say I'm going to be transparent, but goddamn y'all, like, don't watch this video. Okay, so here are, I would say it's about 20. A lot of the questions were generally the same thing. I wrote them on my notes. I hope you guys can see. So I'm going to be going through. Okay, my first time question is my first heartbreak. I want to say like my first, like, oh my gosh, was when I was I want to say 19. Was I 19? Yeah, I want to say 19 with my ex, and that was just, of course, every girl go through that phase. Oh, you ain't gonna tell me we not gonna get married. Like, this is gonna be my forever. And when we broke up, I was like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? And my mom was like, snap out of it. And I was snapped out of it. That was like my first heartbreak. We worked together for 2 years, and he's a good guy, but just wasn't the guy for me, and just had to part ways. Next one is my first celebrity crush. Now this is funny. I was, when I tell you madly, like, crush obsession maybe, I was madly in love with Usher growing up. Like, you could not tell me that we weren't get married. You could not tell me that wasn't my boyfriend. If one of my friends talked about him, I want you to, like, know. Excuse me? He was just the love of my life. And I'm not really sure if you could say somebody the love of your life without actually meeting them, but he was the love of my life. Because I was just like, oh my gosh. He was cool. He was fine. And I remember going to an Usher concert when I was a teenager. When I tell you, he could have poured his sweat on me and I would have been in love. Okay, next one, my first kiss. How old was I? My first kiss. I want to say I was probably like in 5th, 6th grade, so I can't do the math right now. 5th grade. I was, what, you 12, 13 in 5th grade, I think? Yes, that was like my first like school boyfriend, and literally just dated because we was in school. And he was like my first kiss. I remember he kissed, whew, I remember we was changing for gym. Like the girls went in the girls' bathroom, of course, and the boys went in the boys' bathroom. And we would send like little love notes to each other in school, like sliding underneath the desk, or the way our desks was. It was like one of them lift up desks where you lift the lid and you put your binders, your papers and stuff like that. So I knew where he sat. Like it was so planned out. I knew where he sat in the class. So I would leave a note, and as we walk into our other class, I would let him know that I left him a note, or he would let me know he left me a note. So it was just so cute. That was like my first kiss. I'm not really gonna say his name. He know who he is. So yeah, let's just move on from that one. My first boyfriend. My first boyfriend was my first kiss. So he was good looking, but you know, he was my first boyfriend. Not gonna say his name, no. My first tattoo is actually, I have a butterfly on the typical first tattoo you get, a butterfly or like a quote or a flower. I chose to get a butterfly. It's meaningful behind that butterfly, but I have a butterfly on the lower left side of my stomach, like above my waist a little bit. I'm gonna try to find a picture and insert it in the video if I find it. That was like my first tattoo, and I got that when I was 16. Granted, I wasn't supposed to get no tattoo until I was 18, but the guy clearly didn't care because I got the tattoo. And then my mother found out about that tattoo probably like 3 years after. Like, I remember when I first got that tattoo and I would talk to my mom, I would position myself like turning the opposite way so she couldn't see me. Oh, it was just a whole aftermath. Until after one day, I remember I got out the shower and I forgot my towel. And I ran to the room to like, so like nobody could see me, of course. I ran into the room and my mother was sitting in my room waiting for me to get to the shower. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, oh. So, as you know, I got in trouble about that. But, POP, hold it down. My first time having, okay. I was a teenager. It said the first time, of course, you lost your virginity, had sex. I was a teenager. Didn't really know what to expect, clearly, because this was my first time. But, yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now on that particular topic. I was a teenager. First college party. Oh, dang. I would have loved to have my friend Brianna here to tell us the story. This is the first time of trying Pinnacle. That liquor, oh. My first party, I think I was just so anxious, excited and stuff, because that was the first time of me going away to school. My mom, my family was back home. Like, I didn't have to worry, quote unquote. Like, I was first college party on at college. I was a freshman. Like, I was just so excited to just get into the mix on campus. First college party, girl. If my kids did what I did, I'm just like, girl, please. What is wrong with you? Don't do that. When I tell you, we got so freaking drunk. Like, granted, it was like walking distance of where the party was, because we was in our dorm, and then the gym was probably like 1 block away. Put your mind in a block version. It was like 1 block away. So it was just like, girl. I remember that next day, everybody in the cafeteria looked like characters out of The Walking Dead. Like, they were just like it was so funny. And I remember one of my friends, she had threw up and just running like a faucet. But she wasn't like belligerent. Like, it was never like that. It was just like, we was lit. Now, if I did weed brownies, and that, oh, my college experience first year would have been the bomb. Okay. First time sneaking out the house. I necessarily didn't have to sneak out the house. I may have omitted my plans. Like, say, for instance, I was going to hang out with, like, a guy friend. Boyfriend, essentially. If I was going to hang out with a boyfriend and my friends was going, I knew he would be there, but I would be like, oh, I'm going to such and such party. Not giving all the details. Because around that time, my mother didn't like the guys I was talking to, the roughnecks or whatever she would say. And I was into like the bad boy type. That phase quickly ran its course. And yeah, so I guess sneaking out. And then I remember I used to always use the trick that the elevator was broke. And I had to walk up the stairs. So when I would get in front of my door, like I had to like, my mother quickly realized, girl, please, who you fooling? And then I remember one time I had came in the house. I never had curfew, so that was the thing. It was one of those things where be in the house before I go to sleep. So it was never, oh, you got to be in the house at 10. Like, no. Be in the house before I go to sleep or before this latch go on this door. Because once either of those two happen, you ain't getting in here. So I remember one time I had got in the house and the room, the hallway and everything was black. My mother turned the kitchen lights off. I was just like, oh, my ass is grass. It's over. Like, finito, I'm done. Because she told me to be in the house and I kept telling her, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Then I told her the elevator was broke and then it took me forever to get upstairs. The elevator really wasn't broke. I just needed that extra time to lie, essentially. So, my ass was grass at that point. I got in so much trouble for doing that. First time being drunk. I think my first college party, that's the first time I experienced being, I wouldn't even say drunk. I would honestly say tipsy, because it wasn't like, for me, when I get tipsy or drunk, if you will, I want to go to sleep. Like, I need to find the nearest bench, the nearest blanket, something. I've personally never understood how people get drunk and want to start fighting. Like, you angry when you sober and you angry when you tipsy? Pick one, girl. Come on now. Like, I never understood why people want to do that. That was just so corny. Like, you ruining my vibe. Like, you all yelling and being mad and stuff, and I'm over here trying to take a nap. Come on now. First time being high. Honest. The weed brownies. When I was in college. I had so much fun in college. I'm not really... I had so much fun in college. My first time being high was in college. Like I told y'all in my story time video, I'll leave the iCard here. I don't know what that girl put in them weed brownies, but whatever she put her whole body, feet, toes, hands, everything in it, because that was in freaking insane. So that wraps up for today's video, guys. But before I go, you know I have to give a shout out. A shout out. A shout out. Oh. Okay. Let me go to my last video. My last video was the fall sweater haul. Let me go to that. Okay. Oh, shout out. This is a girl I went to grad school with. Shout out to Olivia Bird. Shout out to you, sis. Thank you for the constant love and support. Don't forget to comment down below. Blow up the comment section. Let's always talk in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.